The conversation with a question or comment on Twitter, just simply use hashtag MKTDAY or email us at yourmoney@skynews.com.au, and we'll do our very best to try to answer all of those questions we have for you. Well, no doubt, Julia, another shocking day on the market today. Let's get this discussion off and running with you. Local shares really losing that grip of that key 4,000 mark.
More a surprising day on the Australian share market, where we did see some very strong losses and some good volumes going through, and that's despite the US market being on holiday for Thanksgiving. One of the things that contributed to the large falls and volumes that we saw in our market were the single stock options expiry yesterday. No doubt that a lot of naked put positions would have been exercised, which means a lot of investors, traders would have been left holding stock, and it does look like there was a huge selling of stock associated with that options expiry, so that seemed to have accelerated some of the selling. So that was very early on in the day, but the losses really accelerated throughout the afternoon, and you can see from the intraday graph behind me, it wasn't a pretty picture, and we actually saw the lows of the session in the last hour of trade. So altogether it does look like a bit of negative sentiment once again dominating the market due to comments coming out of the Eurozone overnight from Angela Merkel. Also the Financial Times having an article also talking about some Eurozone government officials saying that the European Financial Stability Fund may not be leveraged to 4 or 5 times due to market conditions, but may actually struggle to get to even double the size. So altogether, a pretty bad day for the market. QBE Insurance coming under quite a bit of pressure, down by 5.9% because of its investments. It, of course, has quite a large fixed interest investment, so the market watching that very closely. And this week's been a horrible one for mid-caps, where we've seen the likes of BlueScope Steel down by 24.5% yesterday. We also saw Billabong falling 12.5% yesterday. Today we saw BlueScope Steel coming back 1 cent to finish at 40 cents, but Billabong shares continuing to fall, down another 3% after the 12.5% fall yesterday. So unfortunately not a good day for shares, and we actually saw some strong volumes going through. $5.6 billion traded, and the market down by almost 2%.
On, of course, to some of the local stories today. Julia, Lee, both MYER and David Jones struggling with their share price movements today. Of course, MYER holding its AGM, and David Jones yesterday basically saying that sales for the first quarter were down more than expected.
We have heard from the big retailers coming ahead of the Christmas season, and this upcoming Christmas season, of course, is an important one because it does make up about 30% of David Jones and MYER's earnings for the full year. And of course, we've had updates from both of these companies throughout the last couple of trading sessions. Yesterday, David Jones saying that first quarter sales on a like-for-like basis down by 11%. We heard from MYER earlier on in the month where first quarter sales were down by about 5.1%. And another update today. I guess in terms of the two retailers, very different due to their core customers. With David Jones, it's the higher end of the market, and the wealth effect having a much bigger impact, where the fall that we've seen in equity markets, the loss that we've seen in white-collar jobs, really impacting on sales, whereas MYER, their customers probably more impacted and starting to get impacted by that 25 basis point rate cut that we saw in November. So all up, it looks like MYER's holding up better than David Jones in this type of environment. They've also been investing in customer service, and of course that MYER One loyalty program doing quite well as well. But the retailers really being smashed quite hard today. Not only MYER, David Jones, but also Billabong, which was down 12.5% yesterday and down another 3% today.